We have good news.
Tenemos buenas
No,
noticias.
no translation.
No translation?
No.
Okay. Es introducción.
Okay, they will be only in English, but we have a new program. And most people don't know about it, but in the new program, in practically all languages, when you channel in, you can choose your language, and you get a transcript on the bottom of your language. So I can continue speaking in English, and if before we had the translation, but then half of the time is spent on translation. It's a waste. But now we have because of my best student, Brandon, he's very bright, so he created a program. So next week we begin with a program, but also if you want to view the videos for the second time, you can click in and continue to watch. You can repeat. Okay, what is the issue today? The program title is Total Macrobiotics. Today, most people, when they hear macrobiotics, they think about a diet. There's so many diets. And even now, they're thinking about the vegan macrobiotic diet. Come on! And say, I want to let you know, I have a 53 years macrobiotic experience. Okay? So I had to tell you a little bit about macrobiotic history. Before, I used my passport name, Roy Stevens, was known under that name. But now people know me as Tawa, sometimes Roy Little Son. So in 1970, my wife was very sick and nobody could do anything for her. So I was always experimenting, and I went to a health food store and I tried this diet, this medicine, many things. And also I was reading books that I had in the store. And there was one book, the Book of Judgment, the Judge of George Osawa. And I picked it up. And I said, wow, this is what I was looking for. I was only after 5 minutes going through the pages. So in the back there was an address where they gave lectures and so on. So I made an appointment, I came, and they were talking about macrobiotics. But what caught my attention in the book was the principle, the unique principle based on polarity, yin and yang. And that really intrigued me. And they were talking about macrobiotic, about food, wrong rice, and still I didn't get it because I had a different idea. But after the second time, I said, oh, of course, food. And at the time, I was an extreme sugar addict. Okay, and after I came from work, I retired. I gave myself a whole pint of ice cream before going to bed. So I was in bad shape. Actually, I had diabetes, but I didn't even know that. So in one day, I stopped sugar, anything, and brown rice, and I didn't even know how to cook it. It was also half raw, so my jaws got very tired of chewing. So you have to chew until it becomes liquid. So I did. My jaws got very aching here. But anyway, I continued and was so determined, so fanatic, and not having the sugar and not having the coffee. So, my body was not used to the new energy from brown rice, and so I was tired. Meanwhile, I had to continue my work, take care of my family, and I looked very bad. I got very thin, and people said, "You crazy? What are you doing?" I said, "No, no, no, no. I have to find out. I want to know the truth about macrobiotics." So I continued, right? Uh, Most people that go for the 10-day rush, they are at it for 1 month. And working, biking to my work, I was just getting crazy and was so tired. I said, no, 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 this is it. So, and after that, I added more dishes, but still was 80% brown rice. And I got more energy, gradually more energy. And it took me 9 months of pushing through, be the warrior. And one day I woke up and said, wow, what happened with me? I feel so good. And that was the rebirth. From there on, no more fatigue, and I gained weight, and I attended meanwhile more of the seminars, also from Mitsukushi, Jacques de Langre, and Herman Nayara, and I was so dedicated to macrobiotics. So with my family, every week I drove 2 hours from where I lived in Norwalk to Hollywood, where they had the Cushy House, Macrobiotic Center, where I volunteered, and I gave them vegetables that I grew in my backyard. I was very dedicated. I wanted to help. I wanted to do something. And after 2 years, I saw my dedication, and one day I went to the Cushy House and said, we want you to become the director of the Cushy House. Mitchell said, yeah, you need to become the director. I don't know enough. I just started. No, 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 you have to do this. You have to do it. And I said, wow, well, I was excited, but I said, well, can I do it? Because they had was a big mansion that belonged them to a famous movie star, and they rented a big mansion at 20 rooms, and sometimes more than 50 people, including couples and children, um, to take care of in that mansion, to teach, to feed them, take care of finance, and so on. And so I talked with my wife and my children, my 3 children. I said, yeah, I like it. I like to really, because I'm getting tired of this stupid job, making screws all day and coming home tired, week after week after week. I said, no, I want to quit my job. So we agreed, okay, let's do it. Okay. So I gave up my job, but now we had furniture and all kind of things. We got one room in the Cushy House, but I couldn't put everything in the Cushy House. It was too much, and many things were kind of very useless. So I put all the furniture on the driveway and for sale. And only sold one small item, but no one wanted to buy. And I had to go. So on the last day, I put aside 3. And one day everything was gone. So I moved to the Cushy House, became the director, and it was a big challenge. And my wife, meanwhile, she also recovered because of the food, and she was a good cook. So we took care of the food, lectured sometimes, whatever I knew I was sharing, the finance, and sometimes also be a policeman. Because some people come in and they want to steal, pretending that they need. And the hippies came back from their campaigns. They took a lot of drugs, so they started macrobiotics, and so all the ooze, their wounds, and all kind of, they were very bad shape. So I had to take care of them too. of the recovery, hippies. It was very close to the Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. So I was constantly watching. I was the policeman, the economy person lecturing, and for 9 years after that, I took care of the seminars of Mitchell. So I learned a lot. Every time I listened to his lecture, the same thing over and over again. So it really got very deep in me, and every time I see the same thing in a different way. Then the Cushy house got sold. And so I had to find my own home on the same street there and started my own center. And so I had no job, so I had to make money. So what I did was, I was selling setup for wheat meat. At the time, they didn't know the word wheat meat. I created the word meat. Meat from wheat meat, no more setup. So I was making that, and in the evening and in the morning I went to stores selling it, in health food stores. Also, I created the first grain drink. At the time, there were no grain drinks. Like today, you have all kinds of grains, avena, rice, you name it. At the time, there was nothing like that. So I fermented the rice, made amasake, and I diluted it water and became a rice drink. And it was the first on the market at the time. And I wanted to market also one item that I was raised with in Indonesia, tempeh. At the time, nobody would know what tempeh is, but I was the one that introduced tempeh. And the students of Mitchell said, "Lucia, what do you think about tempeh?" I said, "Well, you know, it's a yin version of miso. Miso is more yang and tempeh is more yin." And people say, "Miso is yin, you know, you cannot supposed to eat tempeh because it's too yin." No, nobody wants to eat tempeh. So, and that was the mentality of the macrobiology student at the time. Also the seniors. Don't listen to Roy, you know, it's too yin. Tempeh is too yin, don't eat tempeh. Okay. Then one man came, Bill Shurtleff. He wanted to write a book, the book of tempeh. And they heard about me. I was the one that introduced tempeh in America. So I told him about tempeh and told him also you can know more going to Java, Indonesia, to know more about tempeh because to write this book. So I wrote this book, and after that, tempeh was in. And now the whole world eat tempeh. Even in Europe, they really eat tempeh. But I started tempeh, I made it popular, right? Because I was born and raised in Indonesia and Java. So that's what. So many products, right? Including I made rice drip, made from amasake. I bought a second hand ice machine and made the ice cream, rice drip. Anyway, that is the beginning. That was my start in microbiology. That was 50 years ago. And I got more money because selling things, and my home also became a microbiology center. So every week, and also Sundays, 2 times a week, I gave classes, cooking classes. So people pay and get more money. So I decided to create a real microbiology center. And so there was a property on Melrose Boulevard, 1 kilometer away from Sunset Boulevard. and I rented the place, and I made the most purest macrobiotic uh, natural food store. It was grain country. There was no packaging, everything was pure, everything was in bulk. And license to get a place, but I continued. And that store in the middle was a platform for teaching people cooking classes. Then more money came in, and so I said, no, I need a restaurant. Meanwhile, I also gave counseling. I was busy all day, counseling people, cancer, anything. And that place I was looking at, well, that was ideal for a complimentary restaurant to this native food store. But there was somebody was living in there. And one evening, in the middle of the night, I hear a shot. Bam! Oh, somebody was shooting. What happened was, the one who lived in that place, I want to build a restaurant, commit suicide. Wow. Do I want to make a restaurant in a place? I came in that room where I committed suicide. There was all blood on the wall, on the ceiling, the floor, all blood. Oh. But I said, well, this is the test. I have to serve the people. So I want to place a super macrobiotic center. I need a restaurant. That was the only place that I could use. So, okay, I took my cleaning equipment, a bucket of water, a brush, and cleaned the whole room, all the blood. And I pray for the Spirit. Thank you very much, but I did not expect it for you to do this way to make it available, but thank you anyway. So I became clean, and so now I went to bought a second-hand equipment for the kitchen, and so that became the restaurant. And it was very successful. Got even in the Los Angeles Times attention articles, and movie stars came there too. I need one more place. I want to get a cooking school. So one place next to the store became available, and that became a super cooking school with a mirror, everything, special for seminars, cooking. Then there was another place became available. Meanwhile, I got more money from the business, and I decided I want to distribute macrobiotic food to the major food stores. So I was also a food distributor. And I said, no, I have to also get literature. So I got a printing machine. So I had a printing shop. So I had a native food store, a restaurant, cooking school, counseling, right? Food distribution. And who was maintaining it all? This man here, like an idiot, in the morning, take his car, go to the supply place, the market, buy vegetables for the store, so the store can sell it. Come home, have breakfast, clean the street because, people kept throwing things away and the parking lot cleaning. Then I'm ready for counseling, all day counseling people, 1 hour counseling, sometimes till in the evening, and then in between teaching also. So I was busy all the time. I enjoy it. But why did I give up this center? That was the most complete microgrid center in the world. Why did I give it up? Well, the sign was that it was so successful and there was jealousy among microbiology practitioners and seniors, teachers. And they say, Roy, you have to give up your authority. We want to share in the action. And if you refuse, you wrote your letter here, you show me the letter, to tell the whole macro community all over the world that you are a dictator. Say, what? Say, take off, scrap. And this was the macrobiology community. And I couldn't understand what's happening. So maybe this is a sign for me to do something else. And I was already in my mind because all the time, and there were hundreds of counseling every day, at least sometimes up to 10 counseling a day. So I met many, many people, many, many cases. Even one director of the major hospital in Los Angeles, he had cancer, he came to me also. But don't tell that I came to you because, I said, no, don't worry. But anyway, I was a star. I was famous, right? But I was not happy. Why? Because I look at the people, say, all they care is about themselves. My cancer, my problem, my diabetes, my. And meanwhile, the store, the small market, the purest microbial store in the whole world. I didn't even sell honey, right? Because I was student, right? So pure. And there was another store, much bigger, and was created by Michikuchi, right? Erewhon. And they had everything, including packaged foods, honey, you name it. Not so pure as the one I had, but they were able to sell it more cheaper because they're big. So what happened? All these people I counsel, all the people who went to my center at the time to learn, they're shopping at the Erewhon just for a few pennies cheaper. And no one really cared about sharing, about teaching other people, including seniors. They were jealous. They were blackmailing me. If you don't relinquish your authority, they send this message to the whole world, and they show it to me in my face. So I had a second thought. So this time, see, for me to really examine myself, what is my real mission? What is my real mission? And all the way in the beginning, Michikuchi, he was teaching also very deep cosmology about the magnetic square, about very deep, the deeper meaning of yin and yang and so on. So a lot of cosmology. Later I understood more about it on my journey, decoding this is part of the magic square. And I was practically the only one of all the Margaret students to pay attention to this aspect of macrobiology. And for me, at that time, I discovered that macrobiology have two aspects. The macro, the young, right? And people go, me, food, right? And macro, the universal perspective. So I have been to understand that my mission is much bigger, much bigger. And I start to remember what happened when I was 14, shortly before going from Indonesia to Europe. At midday, I look up in the sky, I saw the sun, the moon. In the center was a star. Not possible. But later I understood. After Mitchell showed me this cosmology for the magic spell, talking about the fixation of the East and the West, fixed. Didn't tell why. Much later. Because we have come to this planet with a plan, a divine plan. Nobody talk about it, based on this cosmology. And so I continue studying this aspect and came to know the reason why humanity became fixed, like the East and the West, geographically also East and West. Because the East, I illustrate here, the center of the earth, and everything that is creation contains, everything that creation contains. Universe, stars, everything is biologically integrated in us, everything. So we came to this planet with a plan. And the plan is to find out how to create lasting peace. Why? Up till now, there's not one solution for a single problem. Not even for a headache. And it has become pathetic. It's happening now like in Ukraine. Instead of using the brain, right, we destroy. People don't think anymore. It's humans against robots. And there was a saying, at the end there will be war between God and science. So what's happening now in Ukraine is not against Russia and Russia and Ukraine, no. They're just puppets. Right? But actually what's happening there is the war between God. They are created in the image of God. Right? They are supposed to be on the side of God. Between God and science. Smart weapons, drones, robots. That's happening. And why? Because humanity, even the most intelligent philosophers, scientists, even Einstein, Dalai Lama, they think horizontally. There are two ways to use your brain. By the temporary, like right and left brain, like right, wrong, good, bad, like, dislike, like playing ping pong. And that use of the mind or the brain is needed temporarily to investigate the conditioner. But then the other option is the vertical way of thinking, the unconditioned. So here we have two polarities. Polarity that deals with the conditional and the polarity with the unconditional. Now macrobiotics, using yin and yang, right? But also I have to repeat here that everything is one, so we are also one with the earth. So when we fix the earth, the east and west, we also fix the brain. So they can fix. It's the trap. And you can use people thinking, not actually thinking the brain, by belief. We believe, we accept anything because science said that, the Bible said that, we hear it somewhere, some philosopher said, so must be true. Belief, but no thinking. True thinking is to really connect with the totality, as is. As is. But macrobiotics uses the polarity yin and yang on the horizontal level. And that's why they use the 7 levels of judgment. The 7 levels. 7. What does 7 means? 7 means it correlates with the frequency between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. So the Earth correlates with the body, and it connects the body with the limit of the Earth is the ionosphere. That's the head. And these are the 7 stages. The 7 stages. Also the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 chakras. But as long as we are contained by these 7 stages only, or primarily, we cannot transcend, we cannot see the totality, the truth. We cannot go beyond this pineal gland. So about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, I presented the concept, the perception, going beyond 7 to the macrobiotic seniors, macrobiotic community, seniors, teachers. And I presented with a question. The 7 colors, the rainbow, why don't they include black and white? That's the question. It's a simple question. And they became angry with me, but they didn't know the answer. They became angry with me, including Beltara. And, who are you? You know everything, and we don't know. And they got so angry, I could even dispel from a few macrobiotic Facebook, pages, whatever. They got angry with me because I asked the question. Now, I repeat this. Why do we have black and white included? The rainbow. And this is a clue. See? That macrobiotics principle based on yin and yang is not complete. It's not complete. It's based on the horizontal thinking. It's contained are the ionosphere. But also today, with the danger, we can be contained and controlled by what controls the ionosphere, the satellite system. By science, we call it science. I mentioned the war between God and science. If you really want to win on the side of God, right, then you have to know how to go beyond. I presented that question and I was expelled. Roy, you're an idiot. You gave up your center, right? I had to become homeless. No, I left that center to know more about the bigger picture of macrobiotics that I want to share with you. So this is the introduction, yeah, of my macrobiotic past, but there's much more to be shared. You see, you have to know how to do this. How to change the horizontal into the vertical. And that's only possible by the polarity of the inner earth, the small intestine, you know, with the food chains in the blood, sphere the heart with the pineal gland. That's the unconditional. And that is missing in macrobiotic. That's missing. So I want to share with the macrobiotic community. But as it is now, people think this way, and food, died, see? And ignore that they came to this planet, right, to transcend the duality. So let's find out yin and yang. Not only this way, horizontally, but also this way, vertically. Then it's complete. With the 4 directions, we can come to the center. The 5th element. I'll give you a fast view here of what I want to continue to share with everyone. First, this. The tiny seeds able to split the rock. And the vertical connection between heaven and earth that we also have within us. And this is the temporary. It's time now for humanity to know how to attain that power and use it. And that is not being shared with anyone, including macrobiotics. And for me to keep silent on that is a crime. I have to share with you, and you to share with others. Not just only die. We have come here to this planet with a plan to liberate the earth, to make the earth a portal of peace. We have to know how to use yin and yang in the eternal way. So related subjects. It's not just me talking about it. The ancients have been talking about it, the Hopi, the ingredients on the rocks. Right? It's imprinted on our tongue, the entire process. Nobody talk about it. It's imprinted in each cell of our body. There's an enlargement of the body cell. And if we enlarge one tiny part of that cell, you can see more. So all of creation is biologically integrated in the human. And we have to know. We are the living book. We have to know how to read that book. can be applied in many ways. Even the plan how it's imprinted, in Washington D.C., where I did the investigation. This way. Even Americans don't know about it. And the design of the American flag, according to the design of the Magic Swirl. Nobody talk about it. And how it's coming to a conclusion in the Ukraine. It started with Pearl Harbor, the conflict with America and Japan. All of this was introduced in my consciousness by Michio Kuchi in 1972. He was talking about it. Other people say, Michio, don't talk about this. It goes too deep. Tell the people about how to cure cancer. So became a cancer died. And now just a died. So, see, please. Macrobiotics, not macrobiotics. Die. And it's much more. I want to also share something like this. Give you an idea of things that can be shared. About yin and yang. About the language of God. That's yin and yang, the ABC of the language of God. But they had to know how to apply it. Okay. You know, the Christian fish, you know, from Roma, fish. It's a code. It's a broken infinity. It's a broken infinity. It's not a fish. Oh, the language of God, yin and yang, from heaven to earth, you can detect this. So there's on the left, see, from heaven to earth. There's a counterclock. And from earth to heaven, opposite. Clock. And they connect. And now I put my knees together. That's yin and yang, language of God, that we can use in many ways, even in symbols. Symbols. You see the symbol here is a broken infinity. It also can be used as part of witchcraft. From heaven to earth, that means you get stuck in the earth. See? So let's see what direction it goes into. Counterflow. From heaven to earth. Now I make it complete. Infinity. The unconditional. See? Many things like this. Many Catholics don't like it. And I tell this. This is an example. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. I'm putting witchcraft on this symbol. But it's one. What happened to this symbol? You see? has been bewitched. That's witchcraft. And now I take away the witchcraft. I use yin and yang. The Father, the Mother, the Daughter, the Son, I am. So, yin and yang is not just only food, right? There's a yin, there's a yang. Right? Everything is yin and yang. So this second level of macrobiotics became revealed to me over a period of about 40 years. I'm going to share with you. And you can help others. How can you help Ukraine, right? They're killing each other to pieces with a diet, right? Well, they will shoot you. Get out of my way. You have to apply macrobiotics in a much bigger way. Right? And this is my last that I want to share. And if you want to continue, I will continue next time. This is the body. Yeah. Everything is yin and yang. Everything is contraction, expansion. But also in the body, there's yin and yang. There's the diaphragm. Also in the head, there's yin and yang. There's the upper part, the brain, and the lower part, like the jaw. And they need to be connected. That's the blood. And the body has a center. That's the heart. And the head has a center. That's the pineal gland. To truly apply macrobiotics, total health, physically, mentally, spiritually, in every account. You have to know macrobiotics. Using the brain, not just only horizontal. So I continue to share more different ways to understand, to teach, and to apply macrobiotics. So we can go beyond diet and use macrobiotics as a supreme medicine to heal humanity, to heal the world, to heal the universe, to heal the many things that happened in the past that had not been healed, like Atlantis and Lemuria. That energy is still shaking humanity. They have a responsibility. And macrobiotics have been given to us for the total healing. So I appeal to the macrobiotic community. Please pay attention. This is a gift, not just given to me, but it's a gift to all of humanity. And I ask you to become part of the sharing. Total macrobiotics. Thank you.